there is obvious signs of metal. So this is discolorated as well, so it shows that the oil hasn't been changed for a long time. But you can see the score marks, and then bits of gritty crap in it. That's all over. You can see the shiny deposits. You can see the scoring in it. The same with the other side. So it's that bearing there that shit itself. The one inside. You can see all the little bits, especially there. So I'll have to give this a good clean up, make sure she's really clean before we put it back together. And so there is like a kit you can buy on eBay. It's like nearly 200 quid. So what I've done is I've took the bearings out, took the seals out, I've got the numbers off the seals. I managed to get a part number for these ones. I've took them numbers off the bearings, so I've got them on order. But now I've got my gauge out as well, made sure they're the right size. I've ordered the red gasket sealer for this, so I'm going to go with the same stuff. Like I say, the bearings and the seals that I've just took out, I need to get the numbers off them and find them as well. So I've already found one of them. Didn't realise there was two of them in there. So what I've ended up doing is making a tool. It's a 41mm socket. It's a impact socket. Shouldn't have bought an impact socket because it's quite thick. So what I had to do was sand it down so it was a bit thinner, so I could get it in. Bit of pipe, and then a bit of square section, which has worked quite well. It has slightly deformed because it's really tight getting it off. And then what else I did was, all I've bought was a socket. The rest of it is just scrap steel I had sitting about. I never chuck any steel. And then scrap bit of bar. This was a clutch. It was an old scrap clutch off me my old xc90, not the xc90, that's me xud9 out there, Citroen. Just cut the centre out, welded a bit of pipe on, and welded the end of the socket on, and it's worked out pretty well. Not too bad. Worked. Get that nut off. Off. There we go. But apparently now what I do is I just push this through. So try it like. Oh, it is moving. It is moving. It's nearly out. yeah, I can feel it. Yeah. It's like a jittery. Yeah, it's ghost that. And there's obviously signs of wear there as well. Yeah, it is, it's ghost. So I need that. I need the numbers off that. And then the numbers off that one. And then just need to clean it up, go and get the bearings. There's something in there. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. There's that one out. That one. Get the other one out from upside. So you can see that there's two slots. There's one on that side and there's one on this side as well. So either side of each of it, you can just push them out. Might need a longer tool, like so. It's out. There's that one, and then it's got a little bit of a shim that goes in between it, so I'm going to sure that goes back in, or if I can get a new one. Right, so that's it, guys. That's just ready to clean up now. Get it all cleaned down lovely. I'm going to get the parts washer on it. I've only got a small one. I'll parts wash it, and then I'll block all this off, sandblast it, and then parts wash it again. And then that should do us. But yeah, that's that done. So move that to one side. It's this now. That's done now. Got the bearing off it, off the pinion. Found some bolts. What I did was, because I couldn't fit that because the bolts weren't long enough, I just took the bearings and out, the rollers out, and then just welded it. A couple of spot welds on the top, and I could clamp it together then. Put it in the press. 2 bits of wood either side. Either side. Just pressed it down, came straight out. Dead easy. Right, so it's time to take the bearings off. I can already see there's grit and stuff in it. Did do it though. Bent it at the same time. Perfect. Hello. Just checking, make sure it's on properly. So I'll just give this a clean. So it's been about 500 million days since I stripped the diff down the first time. first time, only time. Still waiting on parts due to COVID and Brexit. It's impossible to get here apparently. So I have checked the track and trace, and it is now, yeah, as I was saying, it's been about 500 million days for the parts to come. So due to COVID and Brexit, which is possibly correct, the parts have now arrived just this second, just as I'm filming this. The parts have come. So thank you to Auto Doc for getting me parts out. It has took a long time to get here, but it's eventually come, which I'm happy about, and big thumbs up. So let's have a look at this bad boy. My place is still a shit tip, as normal. It's never going to change. So don't you worry about that. Let's have a look. So I've already got the bearings. I've had them bearings a long time. I've just been waiting for these seals. And hopefully they're the right ones. Right, so we've got two shaft seals, and then we should have one pinion seal. Looks like the two shaft seals. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I've got them wrote down. So they could go in. Yeah, it's the two, 35, 55. Sounds about right. Yeah. So we have two of them. And this is the main seal. Yeah, that's it. That's them. That's the bad boys. So that one goes in first, and then that one's on this end. So yes, happy days guys, happy days. So we are getting somewhere. So now the seals are here, we can start rebuilding this diff. Right, starting off today on the diff. Right, I've just did one of them poo things where you got to do something and you think, oh no, I've done the wrong thing. So I took the bearing out. Right, I haven't looked at the numbers, so I took the bearing out, which is that one, out of that big box, and I went, oh, I bought the wrong one. So then I've gone to the smaller box, took out that one. That's the right one. So I'm going to get that tapped in. So we've got that in. It's gone in lovely, that. Nice. Nice. Right, so we've got the other side to do as well. So we'll get that in. It's got a little spacer that goes in there as well. Just on the inside. So that's gone in. Oh, it's cold now. Right, I ended up making a little tool up. I took the outer race of the old bearing that came out of there. Right, so another day. I just lubed up the bearings. We're going to get these pushed in today, hopefully. So I'm just going to lube up the carriers. So we've got the crush washer and then the bearing. gone any further. Yeah, that's gone in. So that's now push that bearing down now, so I can put the bolt on, the nut on. So I can put that nut in. So for this to tighten up now, we want that nut to go clockwise. We've got to rotate the pinion anti-clockwise. My torque wrench had a bit of an issue, so I've had to wait a few days, over a week. The torque wrench I've got only goes up to 210 Newton meters. The torque needs to be to 250, and then you need to do a pull or test with a dyno gauge, whatever they're bloody called, to make sure it's the pulling force is at 1.1 Newton meters. So I ended up investing in second-hand Clark Pro 2338. Is it 2338? Pro 238. It's second-hand because there's none in the country. Well, there is two in the country, but they down south, and well, I'm up north, so and they didn't know when they were going to get the next one in. But this was only £45 brand new, so I saved myself a tenner buying second hand. Don't know how it works yet. There's no destructions in there, so I'm gonna have to figure it out on my own. So yes, this goes up to 360 Newton meters. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get it up to 250 and then be done with it. And that's it. I'm going to put it back together. Oh, that's a lot. That's it.